This time on PFDAuto, we've got a bunch of stuff that still needs to go in the car, so we're going to do that. You might have seen some of this stuff before. Fuel pressure regulator. Still got to figure out where we're going to stick that. Got a new power steering pump reservoir. It's massive. Not 100% sure this is what we're going to stick with, but we're going to see if there's a place for it in the car. If so, I guess having too much power steering fluid is not that big of a deal. Also, our VTEC solenoid, I did not reinstall this or clean it, so I will be cleaning it up and reinstalling it here hopefully today. We've got some new spark plugs and seals for the valve cover and the spark plug holes. I just haven't done that yet, but we're just going to see what we can get done. Alright, so I've got the VTEC solenoid here, and the only thing I've done with it thus far is kind of sprayed it off with some carb cleaner. I think the first thing that we're going to do is remove this gasket. You can see here, split in it. It's obviously no good. And this got a little screen in it too. Got a new one of these, so not too worried about it. I will say this thing is hard as a rock. That thing is absolutely garbage. I'm glad we're replacing it. Well, now that we've got our seal out, I want to take this cover off and likely paint it. So I definitely am not going to need these guys anymore. Get that out of here. And the same with this one. These things are so brittle, I'm surprised they worked at all anyways. Jeez. This is obviously the right tool to be doing this with. It's all just falling apart. Here we go. Just crush it until it goes away. So now that we got those off of there, it looks like this is our last bolt. We can take this cover off. Well, that was on there unreasonably tight. All right, cover's off, and you can see this thing was leaking pretty bad. I'm not quite sure where it was leaking from. I'm guessing this seal, since it was ripped, kind of looks all like it's from below there. So we're just going to hope it was this seal. We're going to clean the rest of this up. We'll clean this up, and we'll get it painted. So while I'm waiting for the VTEC solenoid to dry, might as well get something else done. I have not resealed that valve cover, so I think that's what we're going to do next. First things first, let's get this off of here. I haven't bolted down any of this stuff because I'm not sure if I'm going to use it. Oh, and these are all finger tight since I haven't sealed it yet. I painted all these black, but they're already chipping. Look like garbage. These are all new, but you wouldn't be able to tell by looking at them. Might have to get a dress-up kit for that. So this should just pop off. Now we can just move these since they're new. They haven't been tightened down yet. They're just kind of hanging out. But what we're really after here, oh, I'm not sure where that came from, is these guys and this. So I'm just gonna pull this off, hopefully without any issues here. Nice and clean. I like it. And then these hopefully will just pop out also. No, why would they do that? Well, that's interesting. The little metal ring just came out, but nothing else. I'd really like to not score these. but I'm not 100% sure. They should just be pressed in there. Well, that works, and it didn't more anything. So, and finally this last one over here. Not ideal, but it works. Oh, and you should definitely not put them in upside down. So these have all been replaced. Now, I'm gonna get this seal back on here. I got a new one here. And let's see if we can figure out how it goes on. All right, I'm pretty confident that we've got this in here, but everything that I've read and seen online says to put some Honda Bond on these corners here and just make sure you get a tight seal. So anywhere where it kind of transitions, so we're gonna go here, here, around this corner, around here, and around there. Now normally, I would think here would leak. Apparently that isn't a problem. All right, I believe that should be good. Okay, now that we've got a nice clean surface here for this to seal back up to, we're just gonna pop this back on and try not to get Honda Bond everywhere. It should be a little tighter because we've got new seals. All right, looks like we're in there. We should be good. Next up, let's get these spark plugs out of here. I haven't even checked them. Ooh, they are in there tight. I'm going to spray some lube down in there. Well, as it turns out, I don't have any PB blasters, so we're just going to press our luck here. Hope these come out nicely. So now what I'm going to attempt to do, push this onto the top, because I don't have a spark plug socket that's got a little piece of rubber in it. I mean, I could cut a piece of this off, but I found that when you do that and you try to get them back on, the spark plugs back on, it makes the socket stay down in the hole. Or we could just do this. And then you've got a spark plug. Those look fairly new. They're a little white, but the diodes are still good. I'm going to do the same thing to put these back on. Just clip this piece back over here. That way we don't drop the spark plug. Change the gap. Once you get a few threads, it just pops off. And there we go, spark plugs. So now that we got this looking a little bit better, let's get it back on the car. So we've got our new seal with the screen installed. Now there's nothing left but to bolt this back up. Right here, I've cleaned this surface off. It looks like I haven't, but that's stained. That ain't gonna come off. So let's get it bolted back up. And there you have it. Old, but refreshed. Well, not mechanically, but Craigslist. Looking a lot better than the crusty piece that I started with. Well, there we are. A few more things done on the engine. Didn't get to everything we wanted to do, but I still just have no idea where I want to put that fuel pressure regulator. And I think that power steering fluid reservoir, I think it's just too big. We're going to have to go smaller, which means that was a total waste of money. If you're looking for one that big, let me know. I got you. Turns out my sensor for the oil pressure and temperature wasn't the right one either. So that's not going in today either. But we did get some things done, and that always makes me happy. So that's going to end this episode. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. And like always, you keep watching them, I'll keep making them. We'll see you next time on PFD Auto.